Welcome everybody to the Operate First bi-weekly meetup, where we are going to talk about projects that's running, or projects and apps and other things that's running on the Operate First community cloud. The Operate First meetup is a bi-weekly event open to everyone interested in learning more about how various individual teams, projects, and online communities are working towards democratizing the development of open operations under the principle and ideas of Operate First, which is operate, open, governance, and hybrid. I will put some links in this chat that you can follow this idea. In general, we are holding our meetings under the code of conduct by the Open Infra Foundation. The link will come in here too, which means we treat each other with respect and acting as open as possible in our ideas, and let everybody follow what we're doing. And as always, we have a Twitter channel, we have our website, you can find us on Slack, GitHub, and for sure on YouTube to see our pre-recordings. This is my call to action for you, feel free. And we also have a mailing list, which we're more than happy when you like to join there and see our newest updates for future meetings. A little bit ahead, the next meeting on the November the 1st will not be held, because in most of the, at least European countries, it's a holiday, and I don't want to disappoint anybody holding a presentation and half of the people is not showing up. And with no further ado, I thank Tom for showing us one of these days pretty hyped ideas, Backstage. And luckily I don't know who else has helped you, he will tell us, published and deployed something on our Operate First community cloud. So I hand over to you. Thanks, Tom, for presenting.
Thank you, Tor. Hello, everybody. Hello and welcome. Today, I'm going to steal your screen share, Tor.
Yes, please do.
Okay.
I stop mine.
Let's see. Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can.
Great. So a bit of a background before we dig into what we are actually deploying, what we are actually working on. About half a year ago, within the Operate First community, we were kind of looking for ways how to promote the content that's running on the platform, how to provide a bit of a transparency into SRE process, into statuses of different components and different applications running on top of Operate First. And we came up with an idea of deploying a service catalog type of thing, or a developer portal type of thing. Not a new idea, nothing crazy going on, nothing inventive in that regard, right? So there are many alternatives how to handle this problem, how to approach this problem, and one of the possible solutions to this problem is a project called Backstage, which is a originally created project by Spotify, internally used in Spotify quite heavily, and as of today, or as of I think about half a year ago, I don't know, in May or June, it joined Cloud Native Computing Foundation. So it's a very fitting project to deploy on Operate First, and a very fitting choice to build our service catalog upon, since it opens us up to collaboration and contributions to this tool with other open source communities, namely Cloud Native Computing Foundation. So what Backstage as a service catalog or developer portal is actually about? It aims to provide you a single pane of glass if you are a developer, or if you are a person interested in looking into various components, various systems deployed within your organization. In our case, within our community, Operate First. From that simple point of view, that's very essential, that there's no singular type of Backstage, no single type of Backstage deployment. Each Backstage instance is tailored to its to its organization, right? Each organization has different needs. So how Backstage approaches this is a plugin ecosystem. It can allow you to integrate with so many different other third-party systems or internal systems if you want. So, for example, ArgoCD, for example, displaying documentation or ADRs, integrating with GitHub, GitLab, Jira, monitoring stack of your choice, and so on and so on. So each organization has their own preferences or their own current systems available already within the organization and well used within the organization. So Backstage is not trying to force you into a certain ecosystems of tools around this service catalog, around this developer platform. It gives you the choice to use either of those plugins or write your own plugins. From that point of view, it's a very open system that is open for us Operate First hackers to build upon and use and abuse as we see fit. So we came up with a couple of ADRs, how we should be using Backstage in our organization, how we should use the internal software cataloging capabilities. And this is what we came up with. So if I go here, this is our homepage for our current Backstage instance within Operate First. It's tailor-made for Operate First. As you can see from the first impression, it's very marketing-centric, PR-centric. You see some of these highlighted systems on this homepage, and it doesn't scream at you that this is a technical SRE-oriented tool, right? So that's kind of illustrates the point. You can use it in whichever way you want. We have a couple of Operate First systems already defined within the service catalog Backstage instance in Operate First. It's not all of the systems that are currently running in Operate First. Our intention right now is to experiment with what we have and not, if we find out this model is not working, there's not all the work it doesn't mean that we need to redo all the work if we find out that this model is not working. So hence, it's just a subset here. You can dig into any of those components, and you can find this instance on service-catalog.operate-first.cloud. And you can dig into any of those components. So, for example, you can take a look what components make our PROW instance, what components we have deployed for our PROW instance, and how each of these components behave. So, as you can see here, we have ArgoCD integration in place, and you can see just by looking at it that this particular component is not in sync for some reason, and on the other hand, it's healthy. It's not complaining, not reporting any errors. This is an aggregate result for all the components, and we can dig into individual ones. So this is just a very basic setup, how we have it now. The intention is to enhance this setup, enhance this view. We're just at the beginning of what we want to do with Backstage. Right now, you can see that you have some description, like which systems belong in the hierarchy of deployed components, which team it operates, is basically the owner of this component, which repository this refers to or points back to for its deployment manifests, and so on and so on. Some links, some alerting, what have you. We also integrate this with ArgoCD and GitHub Actions to see how our deployment process and CI is working. And we can also take a look at into all our clusters that we have in Operate First, to see where this particular component is being deployed to and how it's behaving. So, for example, here we know that this component is being deployed to small cluster, and it has a pod here which is, for some reason, reporting errors. these errors. Okay. And we can go deeper and deeper. If this component has technical documentation rendered, you can observe this documentation, for example. So if we go to, for example, for Backstage, we have documentation. We have some documentation rendered already. So this is our basic documentation for this service catalog by itself, and this is available either from this aggregated view for all the documentations, or if you go into service catalog and open our Backstage component, so we can take a look at the documentation for this particular component by itself. So what this gives us, if we point a user to a component, or if user discovers a component they want to interact with, they can see what's the status of the component right away, if it's working, if it's reporting errors, if it's doing something wrong, or if it's performing well. They can see the documentation, how to access it, how to use it, or how to interact with it in other ways, how to collaborate. And also they can see, they can dig deeper and deeper into all the relationships that are there, into what kind of APIs it's consuming, what kind of APIs it's providing, how it's related to other systems they probably know better of, and so on and so on. What we can do here is also render API specs. So we can also give user direct feedback on the APIs being provided by that particular component. And all of this is being aggregated into a single tool. So in that sense, it's not just a marketing tool. Now we are moving a bit towards engagement with the user. We're offering users a way how to interact with those services. That's not all that we have. We also have a currently very basic overview of all the clusters and their statuses within the Operate First platform. And we're planning on enhancing this more and more. As you can see here, this view is not finished. So we are working on integrating with ACM, for example, to provide us some advanced cluster management, to provide us some insights into what's actually going on with the clusters, how many nodes, how many CPUs are free, and then so on and so on. So that being said, there's a lot to be done on our side. This is just a very initial exploratory POC type of deployment of Backstage. We want to enhance this with other information. For example, we want to aggregate multi-cluster observability with Backstage, which is a tool part of ACM that we deployed in Operate First, that we use to monitor cluster statuses across the cluster fleet. And we think it can be useful. It can be useful also to visualize to users right away to see what status each component, what errors are reported anywhere within the whole structure of services. We also considering implementing other plugins for like StackRox and what have you to provide some basic insights into what's going on with your images that are being deployed on the platform. All of this is not meant to replace those individual tools. It's meant to highlight the important information. And if there's something the user wants to investigate further, point them to those particular tools. And last but not least here, there is interest picking up within Red Hat about Backstage in various other teams. And our aim here is to coordinate that effort to hopefully not developing two plugins of the same type for two different teams, but kind of unify that development path and hopefully funnel that through Operate first before it reaches any other teams. So yeah, that's a basic overview of what we have here right now. I definitely forgot about a lot of things, but it's available out there. Go to Service Catalog Operate First, observe it for yourself, go to our Operate First Service Catalog repository. You can see we have quite a few issues to describe different components and quite a few other tasks to work on. You can also see our manifest, how we deploy Backstage. So you can pick it up and reuse if this feels useful to you for your experiments. Definitely, it's up for grabs. So yeah, that's probably about it. As a very short introduction into Backstage. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, shoot.
So you have shown basically how that looks for a user, but can you also show how it's configured? How you create such a page, such an integration, or?
That's yes, definitely. We can take a look into it. I think that's not there's not a straightforward answer to that, but there are multiple ways how you configure Backstage. Basically, you have a configuration for your Backstage instance, which has a lot of different parts in it, specifying different aspects, how it's connecting, integrating with various plugins and what have you. Then there is the actual service catalog definition, which we have in the apps repository. Okay, I can try something in. Yes, sorry for that. So this is well described on the Backstage upstream documentation. You will find a lot of stuff going on there about how this should be organized or what kind of resources you need, and so on and so on. So for example, here we have a Backstage component manifest, which pretends to be a Kubernetes YAML. It's not a Kubernetes YAML. It's consumed separately, but the structure is kind of very similar. So you can use your Kubernetes knowledge to define these manifests, and all of this can be found in the documentation here. So if we go into this, here you have like the YAML format description and what have you. That's the basic usage of Backstage, right? How to leverage that default catalog that is baked into Backstage. Most of the other integrations are driven through annotations. So you are telling, for example, here we have our own integration, which is saying like, hey, on this URL, there's a logo for this component. So if you go to this component, you can see it as a logo here, because we like images, we don't like just plain text. So we just figured this would be a nicer thing to do, just display a logo somewhere. Or this allows integration with GitHub Actions. So for example, if I go here, this single annotation here does multiple things. It allows you to use GitHub Actions. It also allows you to render GitHub Insights, which is like a README renderer and who's the contributor and whatnot. But if you want to create your own integrations with third-party services, it's where we are here. It's a matter of writing your own plugins. So for example, we have this basic plugin for cluster status API, which is basically, again, reusing some scaffolding that Backstage has around plugins, and then creating router paths for API for Backstage. And then you're like in this modification of the instance stage type of thing. So then it's writing code in TypeScript for your own integration, and then you can just go into like each Backstage instance is consistent of 2 apps. One is backend, one is frontend. It's bundled all into a container and built from TypeScript, and you basically just redefine all these things. So, for example, our homepage, which is completely custom, is hidden in here as a React component. So, if you're interested in writing your own integrations and enhancing Backstage this way, then you're down to writing code and modifying the instance that way. Was it answering the question, or was it completely off?
No, it was what I was looking for. Thanks.
Okay, thank you.
I'm in something that says catalog graph, and it has what looks like the beginnings of some semantic things like relationships are owner of, depends on.
Yes.
Is there a semantic graph language in here, or how did this get defined?
Yes. So we've been struggling with this as well. It's a very complex system of relations within the default Backstage catalog. This is defined on this URL, basically, in this piece of documentation, where you can find like and catalog model and what have you. This is telling you like there's a system entity, and system entity needs to have a domain, or can have a domain, or needs to have an owner, which is like a user group or a user, and so on and so on. So for our purposes, we came up with this particular IDR, how to approach.
What does IDR mean? This. What does IDR mean?
Architectural decision record. It's a way how we in Operate First kind of describe decisions that we made during adopting certain technologies. So that's how we're trying to share the decisions and maybe share the path decisions that we made, and hopefully that's helpful to somebody. So we came up with a bunch of ideas how to leverage each of these types of resources, how they are owned, how systems aggregates components into a certain patterns with like meta operators that we have in Operate First, and so on and so on. So this was particularly hard to adopt on a Kubernetes cloud native only thing, because you have operators which are providing resources which are consumed by different components, and it's hard to define which like if the resource which is again just the deployment in Kubernetes, which is the same as a different type of resource which is managed by humans, how to model it in this paradigm. So we came up with this very lengthy document how we think it should work, but this is totally customizable. So if you want to adopt your own structure, it's definitely possible.
Could you drop that also into the thing? So the question is, does this have anything to do with like the formal semantics that, like with OWL and RDF, or is this something they made up on their own, or is it part of the graph, what do they call it, the relationship graphs like Neo4j?
I think it's more of a entity relationship diagram type of thing than anything formal. It's like most of these relations are formed on the fly and can be also influenced when you're ingesting a resource, when you're ingesting an entity into Backstage. So it's It's not strictly defined. Let's phrase it that way. Yeah.
So it's they made up their own from their experience or from past experience, and this is a simplified
think
version.
So. Yeah.
Do you know anyone who's interested in the formal descriptions of the systems in Kubernetes? Like
no.
Getting really carried away with this kind of stuff?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't know. No, sorry.
Thanks. Please drop your definitions in the
which one?
chat.
This one?
Yeah, the ones that had all the different kinds and locations and
yeah, that's the last link already in the chat, I think.
Yes, sorry, I got it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good.
Cool. I really like that. So in the top level, this Backstage allows you to define your own system that's beyond just a pod and give it a lot more information. And then these things are actually deployed across your clusters, and you can look inside what the guts are running.
Yes.
And these APIs that are between them, do they have formal descriptions in the sense of like remote procedure call kind of things, or so I know what parameters are being passed, or maybe even a REST API? How does that work?
Between like these individual components defined.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So you have this thing that well, these are just
no, it's not tracking the traffic itself. It's not like investigating what data is flowing there. So it's totally on the goodwill of the person defining the catalog to properly model the API. What you do when you basically model the API is you let me go in there. GitHub. Good. So you have kind of an API resource, which is saying like, here's the definition. It can be truthful. It does not necessarily need to be. It can, like, this is more like if you are a user and you want to consume an API, you want the visualization, you want to walk it through, you want to see what endpoints are available, and this tells you that. This gives you either for OpenAPI or gRPC kind of a tool to get a quick access to it from the component. So for example, here I have a DEX component, which is providing the API, which is exposing the API. And I can model this in the catalog saying this component provides API called DEX, and it's this resource with these descriptions. So that's how it gets into the catalog, but there's no tracking of the networking or of the exchange between individual components.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, we are over time, which is not bad. If you want to stay and have questions, that's fine. I mean, if Tom is fine with it, otherwise, we would come to an end. Okay. Then.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tom, for showing us, giving us some insights, what you did and what you can do. And to remind you all, you will see the recordings in a few days on op1.st meetup recordings. YouTube in general, look at Operate First. We're also on Twitter. They will see when the recordings are online. I will also use our mailing list to spread the news when we have, when the videos are up there. And as said, the next meeting on November the 1st is not going to happen because of some holidays. And the next meetup will be on Tuesday, November the 15th. And I hope I will see you all there and tell everybody you need to know. And if you want to maybe reach in some of your own presentations for a topic that's interesting, let me know, or go to GitHub and create an issue with your topic. Thanks, everybody. I will stop the recording now and wish you all a wonderful, beautiful rest of Tuesday.